Ben McDonald is making his MASN debut tonight. Brady Anderson a couple of weeks ago in Boston, and Big Ben tonight in New York. Now, we're not breaking in the new guy easily. We're putting him right to work. Let's head up to the Bronx now. Yankee Stadium in New York. Amber's with the newest Oriole, Ben McDonald. Amber.
Hey, Jim, he doesn't need breaking in. He's pitching some pretty tough venues before. This is nothing. This broadcasting thing is nothing. Now, Ben, you have had a chance to watch this team a little bit. We saw Jeremy Guthrie's last start. We heard his apologetic diatribe afterwards. What does he need to do to be effective against the Yankees this time around?
Well, I think he has to move his fastball in and out. No matter what Skipper over there, Girardi says, he has to pitch inside. I mean, everybody knows at the big league level, you got to move the fastball in and out. If he stays just on the outside part of the plate and do what the Yankees want him to do, he won't be out there very long tonight. So he's got to establish his breaking ball, mix in his all-speed pitch, and, of course, move the fastball in and out if he's going to be successful.
And when you're referring to the skipper over there, Joe Girardi obviously made some comments after he hit Jorge Posada. Right. Very upset that he not only hit Posada, but he's hit several Yankees. 5 out of his last 9 hit batters were Yankees. But was that just were those comments made just to keep him from pitching the Yankees hitters inside?
I think so. I mean, a little bit of gamesmanship going on from Girardi. I mean, every skipper does that, and he's trying to get him in a consistent spot on the outside part of the plate, and you just can't do that against the Yankees. I mean, Guthrie's pitched well this year. I mean, 4 out of his outings have been quality starts. Hasn't won a game yet, but I tell you what, overall he's thrown well. The bad news for him is, hadn't got much run support this year. But the Orioles showed some life his last time out. They averaged 7 runs a game against the Red Sox the last 3 games. So he's hoping he pitches on the right, the right night tonight.
Well, speaking of life, we've seen Ty Wigginton's bat come to life recently. From a pitcher standpoint, you look at a hitter like that, and what are you thinking? He's hot. You got to approach him somehow.
Yeah, I mean, he's really carried a lot of the load for the Orioles this year. I mean, here's a guy that really wasn't expected to do a whole lot in spring training. He gets an opportunity, comes in, jumps in there behind Roberts, who got hurt, and hasn't looked bad. I mean, he's batting .327, 8 homers, 15 RBIs on the year, and he's been hot. I mean, he's a guy that you got to be careful. He's definitely the most hottest guy in the Oriole lineup, so you want to pitch him really carefully tonight.
And moving on to another hot hitter on the other side, Robinson Cano is probably the hottest hitter in baseball right now. And I saw you chatting with Al Leiter before the game, 2 former pitchers, discussing how do you approach this guy?
It's tough. It really is. I mean, I think a lot of pitchers, up till this year have gotten past the Hall of Famers and Jeter, and they've gotten past A-Rod, and they take a break, and all of a sudden Cano kills them, But he has hit everything this year. I mean, you always talk about the one guy that you're going to pitch around, and he's not going to beat you. And it's going to be Robinson Cano this series, batting .387. I mean, first Yankee since '52 to end of April with 400 batting average and 8 home runs. I mean, it's a phenomenal what kind of year he's putting at. So he'll be the guy the Orioles will pitch around the night. They'll pitch more to A-Rod and more to Jeter than they will Cano.
I just want to go back to Guthrie for one more question. You were such a competitor. Do you think the first thing he needs to do is throw inside? Not hit somebody, obviously, but show that whatever Girardi said, whatever Posada, anybody else in this organization said, that he's coming into their house, but he's still going to pitch his game?
I mean, that's what I would like to see him do. I'd like to see him go out there, first 0-2 count he gets, throws the ball, not up and in, but in to make the Yankee guys move their feet to say, hey, I will not be intimidated. I'm going to pitch my game like I've always pitched, and I think he'll have good success if he does that.
Hey, you got to mark your territory on that mound. You can't be pushed around even in somebody else's stadium, right?
That's exactly right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ben. I know we're excited to have you in the booth tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Look for Ben McDonald up in the booth with Gary and Mike Flanagan tonight. Jim, Rick?